Can I beat the world record in dreams? It was a question that I was asking myself for over a week now. So I challenged myself to beat at least one world record in a dreams game. I made some rules for myself so that it wasn't too easy. First of all, the dreams creations I play need to have some kind of mode where I can improve and beat my best score or fastest time. Secondly, the games also need to have a leaderboard so that I can see which place I have in the rankings and that I can show off that I really am number one in the world. And lastly, the game needs to have at least 1000 likes so that I'm sure that having the world record means something. There needs to be enough competition. The first game where I tried to beat the world record was a dream version of Flappy Birds. I thought I probably could do very well because I was quite good at the smartphone version. However, I clearly overestimated my Flappy skills. This game requires a lot of precision and it was something that I completely lacked. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get the bird between the pipes for more as a handful of times. Maybe it was the controls, or maybe I just had no skills, but after about 30 minutes my record was an incredible 7 pipes run. I was about to give up and try going for a world record in another game. But then, suddenly I got into a groove and I was convinced that in this try I would set a fantastic score. At least, that was what I thought. My best score after more as 100 tries was 16. Yes, only 16. Surely, if I have so many difficulties, other people would have the same problem and 16 pipes would at least give me a decent position on the world ranking. But sadly, I was only number 275 of the world. Clearly, this game wasn't for me and the world record here wouldn't be realistic. The next game where I tried going for this dreams record was Hover Dodge. A really fun creation where you have to evade other cars and catch energy fields to improve your score. The more clouds you catch and the longer you'll survive, the more points you'll receive. You have a maximum of 3 minutes, but surviving already for more as 2 minutes is almost impossible. In the beginning, I was really struggling. Not only you need to have good reflexes, but you also have to pay attention and play smart. If you are too greedy and want to catch too many energy fields, you will crash and you can start all over again. It was insanely hard to get a good score here, but at least I had a lot of fun doing it. In Flappy Bird, I was frustrated the whole time and that didn't help me with getting a decent score. Eventually, after putting multiple hours in Hover Dodge, I was really improving and finally started seeing some results. In my third hour of trying, I reached the top 20 of the world. Not bad, but I wanted more. I started understanding the game better and better and I had the feeling that I could still massively improve. Reaching the number 1 position seemed impossible, but being in the top 10 or maybe even top 5 wasn't that far out of reach. Eventually, that's also exactly what I reached. After about 4 hours of sweating and trying over and over again, I had my best run yet. I have the feeling I made an easy mistake and that the better score was a possibility, but I'm not going to complain too much. It's not a world record for sure, but being number 9 in the world is not that bad if I say so myself. I could have tried to do even better and go for the top 5, but I had the feeling there were other games where I had a better chance for a world record. So I moved on to the next creation. Art Therapy is one of the most popular creations in Dreams with almost 40,000 likes. How awesome would it be to be in the top 10 of this game and possibly even break the world record? In this game, you have 3 minutes to destroy as much as possible in a museum with a baseball bat. The more you destroy, the better. But for this challenge, the most important thing is to destroy the most expensive paintings, fossils, sculptures and other stuff. While you are doing this, you also have to watch out for the guards. If they catch you destroying museum objects, it's immediately game over. The end goal is to have your total damages well over $100 million if you want to get on top of the leaderboards. I started playing Art Therapy and it probably was one of the most fun games I have played in Dreams. However, after 2 hours of playing, I quickly realized that just destroying stuff without a plan will get you nowhere. You will get decent scores, but nowhere near the best. First of all, You have to know exactly where the most expensive stuff in the museum is, and you have to make a path for yourself while you barely lose any time. Second of all, in that path you have to calculate the walking route of the guards. All of those things combined took a lot of time to figure out. But after 2 full evenings of playing art therapy, I was convinced that I figured out the best path. But at that moment, the real struggle started. I was already good enough to be among the best 30 gamers in the world, but getting on the top of the leaderboards required a lot of trial and error, where everything has to be done perfectly. So often, I made a small mistake that costed me a couple of seconds. But in the end, all the hard work and probably playing at least 8 hours of art therapy did pay off. It took me a lot of more time as expected, but I am still proud of my achievement. It's not perfect and it can still be better, but right now the damages are over $135 million. Pretty good, but not perfect. With this score, I entered the top 10 in the leaderboards, and right now I am number 6. To get the world record, however, I need to have at least 2 million more in damages. And in all honesty, I have no idea how to do this. Art therapy was a small success, but not the world record I was hoping for. But I refused to give up. So I went over to the next game. This one is called Mountain Rampage. You have to fight against an endless stream of aliens, and the more kills you make, the more points you receive. However, if I wanted to get the world record, I had to survive for more as 35 minutes while killing a lot of blue aliens. Just like the previous games, this creation is not as easy as you would think. The aliens are quite fast, and when you reload or shoot with your gun, you can't sprint anymore. In that time frame, the smallest mistake will make you lose health. If that wasn't difficult enough, you have to dodge the aliens that are revived every time. The slightest touch and you lose some of your health. And no matter how hard you try, you will make mistakes. After multiple hours of trying, I was on a run of almost 500 kills. I was convinced that I broke the world record. I was so excited and I immediately wanted to check out the leaderboards. When I opened them, however, my heart almost broke. After so much effort, I was number 2 in the world, so close to that world record. After that, you can understand that I shut off dreams for that day. The world record was however so close that I started playing Mountain Rampage again the following day. And this time I wouldn't make the same mistake again. I was actually way too fast at my last health, but I kept my focus and I didn't make any stupid mistakes anymore. And after a total playtime of probably 7 to 8 hours, I bested my last score and jumped to the number 1 position in the world. It took me a lot of time and effort, and even some discussions with my girlfriend because I was playing too much dreams, but that world record that I wanted so much was mine. I challenge everyone to beat this record or do better as me in one of the other games. Especially beating my scores in Art Therapy or Mountain Rampage would be very impressive. If you want to see me do this again with another Dreams game, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of Dreams. See you in the next one.